Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. One of the things we all worry about in the coming year is, especially if we've been following this channel for some time and Anand's videos for some time, is budgeting. So I thought me and Kesar would talk about this and without wasting any time. Kesar, what is this? What is this we want to talk about next year?
Sir, every year we do this, sir. How to do your budget for this year. The simple example is how much we can spend for festivals, sir. In 2023, we asked them to save for the 2024 festivals. So how can they save? How can they invest on something like that, sir? So in this year also, we are going to give them some tips which can be useful for them to the next year or this year also, sir. For the one who is new to our channel, will use it for this year. The one who is old for our channel will use it for the next year. So we can do that, sir. How can we budget? Because it's the start of a new year, so the mindset will be we can spend more
Correct.
in the newer
No,
time. So how can we
no, I
control it
would
and
not
how?
spend more. It's not spend
Mm,
more. It is
okay.
save and spend.
Save
Okay.
and
We,
spend.
we never
Okay.
want to spend more. We want
Mm,
to target, keep a budget in mind, work
mm.
towards it, and spend that. We don't want to
Yes, sir.
spend over the budget. Under
Mm,
budget is always good because that means you have some
mm.
money in your pocket, but you always want to be in budget whenever you spend.
Yes, sir.
My wife will famously keep telling me when we got married, every year when the birthday comes, I'll act very surprised, like, oh my God, it's birthday, I have to do something. She'd be like,
Mm,
1 year before itself, my birthday is coming. Every
mm.
year, same day, my birthday is coming. Why do you
Correct,
act
correct.
surprised every time my birthday is coming? So when she said that, I realized it. So
Mm.
I started putting aside and saving for the next birthday.
Mm, mm, mm.
So whatever she wanted to do special, whatever. So
Mm.
it's not a surprise for me. And that month's budget doesn't go crazy because I've already kept aside for it.
Some money for that.
Uh,
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah. So that principle applies to everything in life.
Mm, mm, mm.
Okay. You can learn this lesson now and not wait till Mrs. Keshav comes and tells you, what is this? You don't remember our anniversary. You remember everything else. You remember to eat, but you will forget this. On the day of marriage, you are so happy.
Yes, sir.
So
I will
yeah, you
remember
won't
this.
suffer. Yeah. So to remember that, you might as well start that lesson now.
Mm,
Like for
mm, mm.
example, Diwali is 12 months away or 11
Mm.
months away, right? For Diwali, if you're a family of three or four, this year you spent so much on new clothes. You spent
Mm.
maybe 10,000 rupees or 12,000 rupees on new clothes, all of you together. So starting from this month, and instead of waiting till Diwali, putting it on the credit card, then paying interest, even now they must be paying the credit card bill for Diwali. Most people
Correct, sir.
would have bought an
Mm.
EMI scheme.
Mm, mm, mm.
Thankfully, now RBI has lowered all this EMI scheme. If you notice nowadays, you will not get so many calls about EMI, so many
Correct,
calls
sir.
about quick loan, fast loan. All that has disappeared because
Yes, sir.
RBI
Loan
has
rate are
kind of
decreasing.
squashed. Yeah, because RBI is worried about the Indian youth. So thankfully, that levels have dropped. But the loans
Mm.
have already taken. Unfortunately, you have to pay it. RBI did not say holiday for those loans. So for those sins, you have to pay, but at least future you can avoid. So
Mm.
now you know that you like spending 20,000 rupees for Diwali or whatever X amount. Start putting it away in January. You know, open a SIP account, start
Mm.
putting into it, whatever you want. But I would not suggest if you're going to spend it in this year, then I would not suggest you put it in a SIP because within 12 months you're not going to see any growth. And if there's a market correction, your investment will be down. And then when you need it in
Mm.
the 12th month, you won't be able to pull it out. So you can
Mm.
look at other ways of keeping the money aside if it's going to be consumed within a year. But
Mm.
other things which are long term, like a child's education, that is another thing you plan for. You have a newborn son or newborn daughter. You want to keep aside for their education 10 years away, or your child has now come to ninth standard, and suddenly you realized, oh my God, there is college. Suddenly now you're like, oh no. Or when you watch
Mm.
this video, because you and me are talking about it, like, oh my God, you're right. You have 5 years for it. Start putting money aside. And whatever little you save, at least you save that much. The load
Mm.
on you is that less. People will be like, dude, I can't save. By Diwali, I like spending 50,000 rupees. I cannot save 50,000, put 5,000 rupees now. They'll argue like that. Your generation does
Mm.
this very well. They'll give
Yes, true.
reasonings for why things cannot happen.
We have reasons for
So
everything.
yes. So I'll say at least you put 1,000 rupees away, you save 10,000 rupees, that much less you'll borrow,
Mm-hmm.
that much less you'll use your credit card. And that is what I'm trying to say. You may not reach your target of investment or your,
Mm.
goal, what you need for your budget, but at least you'll reduce the pressure on yourself that much.
Yes, sir.
Like next year you're going to go on a holiday. You want
Mm.
to go XYZ place on a holiday. You know the
Mm.
kind of hotel you want to stay in. Or even like we did in the last video, you want to go for a New Year party to Goa.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't do it this year. So you start saving it for next year. Next year, Goa, Sunfest or whatever it is, whichever you kids you go and dance to, meet your Russian friends. You can start budgeting for it. You can say a case of Russian girlfriend fund. Open an account and start putting money into that, saying for my
Mm.
girlfriend. Start putting some money, and so next year when New Year comes, you can call Elena and tell her, "Don't worry, darling, I'm on my way. I saved this year," as Vinod sir said. I booked my flight ticket. Indigo XYZ, I'm flying in. She'll be there in the airport, holding card for you. Okay, sir, sweetheart, done. And imagine
Okay,
how
sir.
happy you will feel
Yes,
that
sir.
you have managed to save and you didn't have to borrow and panic. And whole holiday you'll be thinking, I borrowed and came on this holiday. Now I have to go back and pay that bill. Oh
Repay.
no.
Yes, sir.
That's the worst holiday to be on. When you're on
Mm-hmm.
a holiday and you're the only family member in the holiday worrying about the credit card bill. Everywhere is
Mm-hmm.
swiping in the restaurant, is swiping in the hotel, thinking, oh my God, next month I'll have to pay this. Oh, blimey,
Yes,
I
sir.
have to pay this.
That's so much pressure.
Yeah,
Correct, sir.
while the kids are all enjoying, wife is enjoying, or your husband's enjoying if you're the wife and you're paying for it. You'll be like, oh
Sir,
no, oh,
yes, sir. Sir, and most of them, when we talk about budgeting, the most of us gives a reason called if there is an emergency, what can I do? I budgeted this much amount for this month. This month I'm going to spend this amount. I
first. That's
budgeted
why
that.
Anand's first rule. Anand's first rule. That's why to avoid this excuse, Anand's first rule is create an emergency fund.
Mm.
If you have created an emergency fund, you can never use that excuse. And the best way to keep emergency fund is in gold,
Mm.
because gold holds its value in currency against
Mm.
inflation. That means, inflation is going up, gold will also go up. So that emergency fund, whatever you need, you don't need to keep adding to it
Yes, sir.
because the gold will hold the value. It is not a great
Mm.
investment class. It doesn't give
Mm.
returns,
Mm.
but it will hold its value. If you put 1 lakh, if 1 lakh has become 2 lakhs in 5 years' time, that gold will also become 2 lakhs. So for
Mm.
emergency, you can pull that out and use. So my first advice is if you've never done any budgeting ever in your life, you never put any investment in life, you've not done anything like this in life. First thing is create an
Emergency fund.
emergency fund, which is gold,
Okay.
right? So start putting gold into a separate, you can buy physical gold. If you
Mm.
don't have lots of money and need to buy gold in milligrams, you can buy an ETF. There's lots of options. Some
Yes,
people
sir.
like the gold, the government gold bonds. If you want to put, the only problem in that is locks the period in time, which Albin did a great video on that.
Mm.
So you can see that video and choose whichever way you want to invest. And realize some people immediately after seeing Albin's video came and said, Sir, I wish I'd seen this video before. I wouldn't have bought physical, I would have bought ETF. I wouldn't have bought ETF, I would have bought physical. It doesn't matter. Gold is not an investment.
Mm.
Gold is security.
Mm.
What gold gives you? It gives you security. In
Mm.
case of an emergency, you have this gold to fall back on and to save you from financial ruin. That's all
Yes,
gold
sir.
does. And first do that. So you don't have this gold excuse, then start budgeting. So then if any emergency comes, you will not break your holiday budget or your, Russian girlfriend budget, because emergency you have 400
Some.
grams of gold, 200 grams
Mm.
of gold. You've kept it aside. So you know that is there and you're okay. So
Yes, sir.
everything is a budget. Start slow. So when you see this video, I'm not expecting you to get excited, immediately open an account to say new phone next year and
Mm.
start investing. That's not the intention of this video.
Mm.
Intention of this video is you saw this video, you're excited about saving, you want a budget, fabulous. But
Mm.
don't immediately create a budget and go with no plan.
Mm.
Calm down after the video, after the
Mm.
excitement, and start writing. Where are you right now? How much money do you have? What loans do you have? Okay. Do I have
Yes.
any emergency fund? Do I have health insurance? First, create emergency fund. Buy health insurance. Close all loans. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, you have to do all the hard work of that first before you can start budgeting. That's how far down the line comes
Mhm.
enjoying life. Okay.
Correct, sir.
I know it's very sobering when
Mhm.
someone has had a few rounds, of all you people in your generation have had a few rounds of beer and everything and feeling very happy. Suddenly the policeman comes down the road. Suddenly all that beer will go away from the system. Immediately
Yes,
the
sir.
beer would have vanished. You'll be like, sir, ah, yes, sir. Ah, yes, sir.
True, sir.
Ingada varinga. Sorry, sir. All that before
Correct,
that
sir.
you were like this. You were doing this. Then you're like, put few polo mints in your mouth. Nom, 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 standing there like, what are you doing?
Correct.
Nothing, sir. Going home, sir. That's how sobering it will be when you look at your finances. It's like
Mhm.
the policeman come in. All this time you've been thinking, I'll buy phone, I'll buy bike. When you do what I tell you to do after this video, which is put a budget, see where you are financially, and see amount of work which is required to do to get to where we are talking about in this video is so much. So you start.